Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another amazing episode of The Stoop here tonight on Blog Talk Radio. I'm your host, Jonathan Ragus, and alongside me, as always, is Jeff the Flu Perini. What's going on, man?
Good evening. I am here. I am under the weather, but it's Thursday. So I traded in my beer for some acai berry tea and honey, and am here on the stoop. Good evening.
Good evening. It's a damn shame you're not feeling very well, but you're the man for letting the show go on. I give you props. I actually think I like it.
Better.
You just gained some brownie points, my friend. Lots of brownie points. All right, man. Well, we got a great show coming up tonight. But first, let me thank Monday night's guest, Jonathan Cavier, for joining us on The Stoop and letting us listen to his latest single, Pearl, from his latest album, which is Premiere. And it was a good one. We had a really good time with Jonathan. I like him. He has a great first name. We had some good laughs. He loves tennis. He loves music. And his music is really good. So you can check him out at caviermusic.com. That's CAVIER music.com. He's also on Twitter. So just do a little Google search for him and learn more about him. Great guy, great music, and a great guest. But tonight, and I'm so happy because we tried to get on a couple of times and we just couldn't match schedules, but it's finally here. The wonderfully talented Erinn Hayes from Children's Hospital, she was on New Girl, she was in Parenthood, Parks and Recreation, and a show I loved that didn't last very long, and I'm going to ask her about it, Guys with Kids, was a great show. But now she's on the new show, Kevin Can Wait, with star Kevin James. And she's going to be here tonight at the 8 o'clock hour. Erinn Hayes will be joining us. But in the meantime, it's Top 5 time, and it's what we do every week here in the Stoop. And we always try to pretty much make it in tribute to our guest, Jeff. And tonight you came up with it. It's our top 5 favorite TV wives. And it's the character. It's not the actress. It's the actual character from the TV show. So I'm going to give it to you. And if you need to take a breath in between each one, I'll allow that.
Thank you very much. It's going to be a 2-hour show if I take a breath in between every one. Okay, number 5, there was a tie. And a little diverse. I kind of went a little bit with looks, I'm not going to lie. So number 5 is a tie. Wanda McCullough, played by Kalita Smith on the Bernie Mac show. She was sexy and funny enough to hang with Bernie Mac. That was a fun show. I mean, it was too bad we lost Bernie Mac so soon. She was great. Real sultry, sexy wife. I loved her on that. Another number 5 for me, Cheryl David, played by Cheryl Hines on Curb Your Enthusiasm. One of the big, what is she doing with this guy ones? I mean, he was just a moron, and he was obnoxious, and she was hot. She was hot, and guys would come on her, and she stuck by Larry's side until, close to the end, but loved her. Always loved Cheryl David. Number 4, Carrie Heffernan, played by Leah Remini in The King of Queens. Yeah, I know, she's a big bitch, but you know what? She's our bitch. Who didn't love that bitch? Her bad side, we loved it. She looked good, and, she was energetic, and she was angry. She used to, lay down the law, and she was great. We used to love her in that show. Number 3, one of my favorite loves from the beginning of watching television, Laura Petrie, played by Mary Tyler Moore on the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Rob!
My first image of the adorable housewife, and she was caring and kind, and always kept a neat house, and she was hot. Loved her in that show. Number 2 and number 1, it was a tough call. Number 2 is Gloria Pritchett, played by Sofia Vergara in Modern Family. I mean, you get the gold digger aspect because of the money, but man, she sticks by Jay, who's somewhat older than her, and she's hot, she's funny, and she's just dominant, and it's awesome. Her character play is awesome. She's just amazing. And number 1 for me, and it's got to be Samantha Stevens, played by Elizabeth Montgomery in Bewitched. Let's face it, great looks, the ability to pull off magic, and she was funny, she was quirky, she was great. Samantha Stevens was the ideal wife, man. She could make herself whatever she wanted. She could stay young forever with her magic powers. You had it made right there, man. That's my top 5.
There you go. Pretty good. Pretty good stuff. And I went with a different route. Yeah, some of my ladies on my list are great looking. To me, they're all beautiful in one way. They stuck by their husbands, and they were pretty much the one that kept it all together. And I got to tie at number 5 as well. Number 5 is Becky Donaldson-Casopoulos from Full House, played by the amazing Lori Loughlin. As everybody knows, I am a huge Lori Loughlin fan, and I still have a crush on her today. Number 5, tied with Lori Loughlin, is Morticia Addams, played by Carolyn Jones from the Addams Family. Seriously, man, who has a romance like Morticia and Gomez? Absolutely nobody. Number 4, loved her because she was just real, and she was pretty much more immature than her kids sometimes, and that was Kitty Foreman, played by Deborah Jo Rupp from That 70s Show. Absolutely loved Kitty Foreman, and the way her and Red got together and the way they stuck together, great stuff. Number 3, damn, James. Florida Evans, played by Esther Roll, Good Times, man. Seriously. She was the glue of that family, and she was the wife that kept James grounded, man. Perfect wife, perfect show. Number 2, Edith Bunker, All in the Family, Jean Stapleton. Seriously, she was a whack job. She was sweet. She was loving. And I don't think any other woman could have loved Darcy the way she did, man. It was just a phenomenal relationship. And number 1, and I'm going to say this because you can go years back. I'm talking 50, 60, 70 years. And you had some good-looking ladies, but for some reason, this one always stuck with me. I always thought she was drop-dead gorgeous. Plus, she was just a great wife. And that's Alice Cramden, played by Audrey Meadows in the original Honeymooners. And to me, man, if you could put up with him and his friend, Mr. Norton upstairs, you have to be a good wife. And so that's my top 5 with a tie at number 5. We'll run them down real quick. Jeff's top 5, he has a tie at 5 as well. And he's got Wanda McCullough from The Bernie Mac Show, Cheryl David from Curb Your Enthusiasm, Carrie Heffernan, King of Queens, Leah Remini, if you're listening, you're not a bitch. Your character was. We absolutely love you. Laura Petrie from The Dick Van Dyke Show at number 3. Gloria Pritchard, Modern Family, number 2. And Samantha Stevens from Bewitched at number 1. In my top 5, tie at number 5, Rebecca Donaldson-Casopoulos from Full House. Morticia Addams from The Addams Family. Number 4, Kitty Foreman from That 70s Show. Number 3, Florida Evans, Good Times. Number 2, Edith Bunker, All in the Family. And number 1, Alice Cramden from The Honeymooners. A lot of people always forget her, man. And
it's funny. I had her into my top 10, and because she was a devoted wife that had nothing. I mean, Ralph gave her nothing, including attention, and she always stuck there. She was very attractive back then. I don't care what anybody tells you. And I loved her. Kind of funny, real quick. Our guest Erinn Hayes tonight. I went looking through a few lists of all-time TV wives, and a couple lists consisted of her in the role of Melanie Clayton Briggs from the show Worst Week, which I never saw, but she got a lot of props from a lot of people. So maybe something we'll throw in there tonight.
Yeah, there you go, man. Awesome stuff. So that's our top 5 for tonight, and eventually you can find all of our top 5 lists on our official website at www.stoopradio.com. They're not up yet, but they will be. I'm just trying to make it special. I'm trying to make it look good, so when the listeners go there, it just looks appealing. I don't want it to just be text, trying to make it look really good. So give us some time, and they will be up. All right, so at the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to be joined by our very special guest, Erinn Hayes, from the new CBS comedy Kevin Can Wait, alongside Kevin James. Really looking forward to that, speaking with her. So for now, we're going to talk a little bit of current events. And guess what? The Olympics start tomorrow night. The opening ceremony is tomorrow night. Jeff, for some reason, when the Olympics come around, I get the feeling of being a kid again. I don't know why. I guess because I grew up loving and watching the Olympics, love gymnastics, love so many of the different events. It's just something different than just baseball, basketball, hockey, and football that's on television all the time. Are you an Olympics fan? Do you look forward to them?
I'm a little more of a winter Olympics fan, honestly, because I love the hockey and I like the skiing and a lot of that stuff. Summer Olympics are good, too. I get excited. You like seeing country versus country, even though U.S. is going a lot more pros, but I enjoy it. I like the opening ceremonies, a lot of good games, even basketball. I know it's one-sided, but I enjoy it. And I'm an Olympics guy. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always looked forward more to the Summer Olympics than I did the Winter Olympics. And I love watching archery. I think it's phenomenal. I love absolutely watching gymnastics. Gymnastics just blows me away. Was watching the podium training and the women's trials last night, and seriously, man, I could sit there, watch, and then look at the clock and realize probably 6.5, 7 hours have passed, and I had no idea, and it probably felt like maybe 20 minutes to me. Just always have loved gymnastics. Of course, basketball. Being in the Summer Olympics, I've always loved that. You got things from shooting and swimming and now table tennis, which is damn fun to watch, and the judo. And I believe Taekwondo is now in it as well since the year 2000. So, I don't know. I just always really loved the Summer Olympics. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm glad that tomorrow night is the opening ceremony. And just a little trivia for you. I'm going to give you the top 5 complete medal winners for the all-time medal table. And you ready for this one? United States, right? 2,399 medals. In second place, the Soviet Union with 1,010.
Wow.
That's a big difference.
Yeah.
Big difference. Great Britain at 780, France at 671, China at 473. Let me see. Italy, well, they're going by gold and stuff. So Italy at 549, Germany 573, Hungary at 476 in the 8th spot, East Germany 409, and Sweden in the top 10, dude. It's just amazing. It's just great when you see, when you just see all of these, amazing things going on at the Olympics, man. You see these people who pretty much are going to be in the Olympics, and just the very next day they could be out of it and pretty much working at Walmart. It blows my mind. Blows my mind. But yes, the Summer Olympics starts tomorrow night, opening ceremonies, and tonight, I believe, is the Olympic preview with Jeff's best friend, Bob Costas. So you can take a look at that on NBC tonight.
How did you know I was so anti-Costas?
You love Bob Costas. You know it.
I am extraordinarily anti-Costas. And if he's listening, because I know he is, I'm anti-Costas.
Anti-Costas. All right, man. Question I got to ask you. Somebody asked me this pretty much, I would say once a week for the last few years. Hey, man, what do you got there? Got an iPhone? Got a Samsung? Are you Android? Are you an Apple guy? What are you?
I'm an iPhone guy. Fell off for a little bit, for about a year, and I'm back. And I love it. It just seems user friendly to me. I know that a lot of people balk at that. I find it user friendly. I like the camera. I like the ease of using it. I've always been an Apple guy. Maybe it's buying in a little bit to the hype, but I'm an Apple guy. I love it.
Yeah. See, the iPhone does nothing for me. The Apple iPad doesn't do anything for me. Apple products in a whole has never done it for me. And it's the way it is. I'm an Android guy. I think Android is so much easier to use. And same thing with a PC compared to an Apple. I like to use the programs that I've used for the last 20 years. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people, it's like, oh, but you got to give it a chance. Like, no, I've tried it. And that's great that you like it. I'm just not an Apple guy. I'm an Android guy. That's the way I've always been, and pretty much that's most likely the way I'm going to die, unless something else comes out in the meantime. But yeah, I just don't understand why people are so up in arms over whether you're an Android person or an Apple person. It's like there's so many other things to talk about. But man, cell phones have really taken over our life, man. It's scary.
Everybody's got it. Everybody's got it. Look at everybody at work, from the elderly to the young. Parents come in with little kids into my work, and the little kids are on them, and everybody's got them. And I asked the same question: cell phone or house phone? Text, or a lot of clients like texting, so it's taken over far and away.
Don't you miss the days of the rotary phones and being able to walk to a payphone outside and drop a quarter in it?
Yeah, except when you drop that quarter and it rolls down the street and it's the only quarter you had. Then it starts raining and you're stuck outside and you're flagging down people, and then you look like the homeless guy begging for money. Outside that, it was great.
That was a great movie.
Thank you. The end.
The end. I don't know, man. I just thought, listen, years ago, and let me tell you this, and it's funny. I felt like people were more inclined to actually miss people when we were able to just run to a payphone or just call once a day to say, hey, everything's good. I'll be home in a little bit. Now with the constant contact, I feel like people don't have the chance to really miss people anymore. And that's sad.
And, well, it also makes it extremely easy to find people. And that's also tough at times. You're not hiding from anybody.
It's good and bad. It's got its pros. It's got its cons. I would say more cons than pros, but, it is what it is, man. But you're an Apple guy, so hold on a second. Let me just take a couple of points off of you. All right. Let's talk about this now, man. What was that?
I'm back to 0.
Go back to 0, man. You're back at. Well, you're at 0, so you're at like around -7 right now. So.
That's about right.
There you go. All right, man. Let's talk about this, man. I think this is awesome. I absolutely love her. I think it's so cool. And then I want to ask you a couple of questions about this. Elena Delle Donne, WNBA MVP from the Chicago Sky. She comes out as gay. Says she's engaged to her now fiance, who's been her partner for a long time. Here's my question to you. I think this is absolutely great. If you're in love with somebody, be with them. That's awesome. Love it, love it, love it. This happens more with the WNBA than it would with the NBA, the NHL, MLB, NFL. It just seems that, unfortunately now, we're a society where women can come out and, I don't think they get as much backlash as if a man came out in a professional sport, because we have seen very few come out in professional sports. Didn't quite get the fanfare as this. And I'm not knocking her. I think this is absolutely phenomenal. She deserves to be celebrated for being her finally. But, man, how come we don't see more guys come out in the professional sports?
I think it's fairly obvious. I'm going to use an analogy I used a lot, and not to be taken the wrong way, but females are just the more sensual sex. I mean, there's more passion, more love, more, relaxed feeling about being a female than a guy. Guys always got an image. You got to be tough, you got to be strong, you got to be this, you got to be that. And especially in pro football, like Michael Sam really went out on a limb. I mean, it's all about being tough, and it's about getting in. There's tackles. I mean, there's going to be 10 guys in a pile on a tackle, and somebody's going to take a stab at you. Women, a little more camaraderie, I think, with it too. And like I said, I'm not knocking it. I think it's a beautiful thing. Cheryl Swoops said it some years back. I was always a Cheryl fan.
Big time.
It's just it's a way of life, man. And if you don't like it, you got to leave. Go somewhere else, man, where they got closed minds, because we're open-minded.
Let me float this at you now. So years ago, we've had some people come out. Cheryl Swoops, one of them, legendary U.S. women's basketball player, no question about it. She's the equivalent of a Magic Johnson, a Patrick Ewing to the women's basketball scene. No question about it. Same thing with, I know she's not, but Lisa Leslie. These are all the legendary players. Now, Elena Delle Donne, she's already pretty much skyrocketing where you're going to see she's going to be one of those legendary players eventually. Just a phenomenal, phenomenal player. But then you go to the pro side, and who we got? We got Jason Collins doing it as he's retiring. We have Michael Sam, who's really I don't want to say a nobody, but he's no, star football player. Now, if, and I hate to use a name, but let's say if Joe Schmo is the Michael Jordan of football and he came out, do you think it would make it easier for more people within the NFL to come out because pretty much the best player in NFL did?
The answer sounds like a bit of a cop-out, but it should make it easier, but it won't. It just won't.
Yeah.
It's a block, and I don't care. And like I said, again, I'm not being closed-minded. I wanted Michael Sam here in Philly. I think at the time the defense needed players. I would have given him a shot. I don't really care what he does, as long as he's out there playing. And don't get me wrong. People say wife abusers and criminals. Yeah, I don't want them. Don't want them glorified. But why not root for a homosexual player? What difference does it make? What his sex is? Doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah, agree. I agree. And then that's why I bring this up, because it's like, man, it's 2016. It's gay people are allowed to get married now, start families, be together, be in love, and it's like, man, why can't these people just, why aren't they allowed to be able to just be themselves and come out and be happy, and everybody just cheer them on, man. We're all just human beings, but but I love it when stories like this happen, and just monster ass props to Elena Delle Donne. Love that she did it. She's gonna push so many others to just be themselves and come out to their friends, to their family, if they're in a professional scene, to come out to the media and to just be themselves. And I think it's great, and I want to see more of it. So I hope that happens even more in the future now. Sticking with basketball, dude, did you see the video? And this is absolute freaking insanity. Not a big dunk guy, but Andrew Wiggins and his 720-degree dunk. Did you see it?
I saw it, and I kind of don't believe it. Even in seeing it, I don't believe it. It's crazy. That's everybody's been saying for years we need something new in the dunk department to liven up. And,
That's
if
new.
you could crank that dunk contest, yeah. If you could crank that out on a main stage, that's massive.
Dude, it blew my freaking mind watching this. And I got to tell you, I want him to break that out in the dunk contest, because if he breaks out in the dunk contest, and even if he does it in the first round, can it? He won. I don't give a crap.
Yeah.
This is something that we have not seen in years. Honestly, to me, the freshest dunk since then was Isaiah Riota, first time, under the legs, up and over and in. And then maybe a couple of things that Vince Carter did, but I'm talking about from an iconic standpoint. Like, jumping over a car, jumping over a guy, raising the backboard for Dwight Howard. Yeah, great. Nate Robinson doing it. Yeah, well, guess what? We saw Spud Webb do it in the 80s. That was a long time ago. It's already been done. But, man, this is insane. I couldn't believe it. I had to watch the video a few dozen times to make sure I didn't see anything being cut out like it was just edited.
Let me hit you with this. I forget the player, but the blindfold dunk, was that set
up?
Brown. You think it was set up?
Oh wait, you mean in a dunk contest or a YouTube vid?
Yeah. Mary did the blindfold dunk, and they got so much press. I thought it was made up. I didn't think he was really. I think he could see through that blindfold.
I don't know, man. D Brown. I don't know. That's possibly. I mean, if he did, that kind of sucks because I believe he won it that year.
I always wondered. It was always kind of a little shady.
Little shady. I don't know. It would be interesting, man. I would like to see Wiggins in the dunk contest next year, and I think after him doing this dunk, I think he has really no choice now, because people are going to want to see this on a professional level and not just in a YouTube video.
Absolutely.
I want to see it in a game.
No, yeah.
Seriously.
See it in the game.
I want to see him get open and just do it. Did you see that spin dunk? And I can't remember who the U.S. men's Olympic team was playing, but DeMar DeRozan pulled off a 360 in this guy's face. I think it might have been from the Chinese national team.
Yes.
It was insane. It was insane. This guy cannot stop DeMar DeRozan going up. And, dude, it was insane. Absolutely insane. And even he said, what the hell was he thinking when he did it?
Exactly.
But man, I want to see that 720. It blows my mind just even saying it. 720 degrees, dude.
Crazy, really is. And for you doing math at home, that's 2 spins.
2 spins.
You know,
I want to see somebody do 3 spins now.
Yeah.
Wait, 360 plus 60. All right. So let's go into a little bit of movie talk, and then we'll be joined by our guest in just a little bit. So I'm going to throw this at you, man. Channing Tatum is to play the Merman in the Splash remake. I'm not even going to ask you anything, but what's your thoughts on this?
I think it sucks. On to the next question. Seriously, I think it sucks. It's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. It's ridiculous.
Now,
that's like.
Do you think this is
Showgirl.
doing it because we've heard, Ghostbusters goes female, then we heard A League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is going to be remade, and it's all going to be an all-female cast? Do you think they're doing this because they're pretty much taking every other movie and making it into female cast?
I'm sure they are. I'm looking forward to a league of their own with a female manager and a male baseball team. I mean, so out of hand. And I understand Channing Tatum sells some tickets, but this is a terrible idea. Probably the worst of the reboots we've heard yet. This one right here.
I don't know,
Awful.
man. When I sent you tonight, Rebel Wilson, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. To me, that has disaster written all over it already.
Yeah, that sounds pretty bad. That sounds pretty bad.
It's like
Anybody out there that make some movies?
and there's amazing movies and TV shows going on right now, and they just don't put enough behind them, and they'd rather just keep remaking stuff. I mean, listen, Stranger Things on Netflix, I'm going to say it again. I said it Monday night. I'll say it again. By the Duffer Brothers is absolutely freaking amazing. It's original. It's shot flawlessly. I mean, the acting is just insanely nuts. Awesome stuff. Now, let me throw this at you. Season 1 is over, Stranger Things, right? Season 2 is going to come, and it's going to be a year later. And you know what the Duffer Brothers want to do in that year gap? They want to create an 8-bit video game for people to play that's going to let them know exactly what happened in that year gap.
That's not too bad. I like that. That's smart. That's smart marketing and smart thinking.
Great.
I like that.
It's absolutely great, man. And, more and more people need to start looking at more original stuff, independent movies. A lot of these low-budget TV shows, things that are coming out of Canada, things that are coming in from overseas, some great stuff, man. There's some great stuff. That series that's going on in Canada right now, Between with Jeanette McCurdy, I think it's absolutely phenomenal. I think more people need to see it. It's on Netflix. I don't think enough people watch it because it's not, it doesn't get the big hurrah from the media. Now that Stranger Things is getting a big hurrah and Netflix went down because everybody was watching it, now it's time to jump on a train and watch even more things that you don't really know about. So we need some more original stuff, man.
Sure. Fast.
They need to bring it. Well, I think we're actually going to be joined by our guest right now. So let's see if this is her. Erinn.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Hey.
Thanks for joining
Hello.
us tonight.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Hello. I hope this connection is okay.
It's a little staticky, but
it is. I thought I'd be home by now. I'm trying to earn some mom points, and I took my kids to Raging Waters, and
nice.
we just got kind of stuck in traffic. Yeah.
Listen, that's always more
it up.
We can deal with the static. That's always more important. So we'll just jump right into it and get this. We have a few questions to ask you.
Okay.
Pretty much off the bat, it's been a real busy 2015, 2016 for you. So let's start off talking about Kevin Can Wait. What was it like to get this role and to audition for it?
It was a trip. Acting is such a bizarre job because part of the job is just looking for jobs, and it's a really large part of it. And so last summer we had finished Children's Hospital, our last season, and then I went through like a big dry spell. There was just like not a lot of stuff going on, and I started to be like, oh well, you know what? Maybe this is it. Maybe Hollywood is done with me. Kind of went into pilot season from like thinking that like nope, it's time to pack it up. Guess we're done here.
Oh boy.
And then started reading some scripts for pilots, and this kind of came my way. And at first I pushed it away because it films in New York. It films on Long Island. And then they came back to me and said, hey, look, they can't find this part, and they really want you to take another look at it. So then I read it, and I was like, wait, this is a completely different script. I liked this script a lot better. And I just kind of, like, let it sink in. Like, you know what, maybe I could live in New York and do this and figure it out. So flew out there and met with Kevin and the producers. And really I just hit it off with them immediately, and it was a really great chemistry right when we started reading, and then I got really excited, and then I wanted it really bad, and lucky enough it came my way.
That's awesome. That is so great. So, what's it like working with Kevin James? I'm from Queens, so I love to watch The King of Queens. I just love that he's from that area, and he seems like just such a great guy. What's it like working with him?
It's really easy. I mean, we got along from the first second. On this show, he is wearing a lot of hats. He's acting in it. He's producing it. He's in the writers' room, I think, as much as he can be. So for that first pilot, there was a lot kind of riding on it a lot. I think there's a lot of expectations of him coming back to TV and what's the quality, and, you know, is it gonna be worth it after all these years to come back? So, but even with all that on his shoulders, we had a great time. He takes care of everybody. I got horribly sick on the day that we had to do our audience taping, threw up like 7 times, and he came into the trailer, like, was like insisted that they bring a doctor and got an IV, and like, you know, I don't know, he's kind of got he's just looking out so that it's nice, comfortable production comfortable production and environment for everybody to be working in, which is a nice thing for somebody, you know, when there's names in the title for them to be.
Yeah, that's awesome. So now you've done a lot of different TV shows. You just mentioned Children's Hospital, which people went bananas over, and it was on for such a long time on Adult Swim, and you had a part on Parks and Recreation and Parenthood and New Girl. What's it like to pretty much be on so many different popular television shows throughout the last few years?
I gotta say, I feel real lucky that I've had the chance. I think Children's Hospital was really like gateway drug for me. I only mean in the way like it opened a lot of doors. Before that, I had done pretty kind of standard, traditional network sitcoms, and to do something like this that's so out there and it's very alt comedy and different, and it wasn't mainstream, and it got all the eyeballs on it that I wanted to get on it to kind of showcase a little bit more of a different kind of comedy than I had done before. So then I got this opportunity to work with all these incredible people and just get to know a lot more people, and opened up a lot more doors. So it was fun. I mean, it's weird on shows like New Girl and Parks and Rec. They're all you never know what you're going into, and you got to keep that in mind if you're a regular on a long running show. That because every time I go on to a show, if you don't know anybody, it's like first day of school all over again. You're like, where am I going to have? Who am I going to sit with? Like, who's going to have lunch with me? Are people going to be nice? Oh, I hope they're nice. I really like this show. And I lucked out onto some really incredible sets. Everybody was really open and welcoming, but it's really nerve-wracking. It's just that first day of school all over again.
That's awesome. I mean, there was a lot of great people on that show, and I've watched a few episodes, and it was funny, but it was really wacky. So when you first started to do this, or actually when it came to you, was there like a moment of hesitation, or was this something that you just like completely jumped on because you absolutely loved it from the beginning?
For Children's Hospital?
Yes.
That was just, I had done a sitcom with Rob Corddry. We did 6 episodes of this show for Fox called The Winner, and we hit it off right away, became friends, and he called me and was like, will you do this? And I think I said yes, and then he was like, well, do you want to read it? And I was like, right, because that's what I do. I'm very choosy. I always read things. So got like a day off from my fancy network sitcom, and then 7 years and a bunch of Emmy nominations later, still on the show. So I was in it from day one.
That's awesome, because it was a great show. So I read that you got to work with somebody I absolutely love in Tim Conway.
Oh yeah.
What was that like? I have to ask you, because seriously, I mean, all of us, I'm sure, we all grew up on the Carol Burnett show, Tim Conway, the Harvey Korman skits together. There's nothing better than that. So what's it like to actually work with him?
He is such a professional, and he's just so sharp. It was a really strange show. It was a half scripted, half improvised sitcom where we played a bunch of improv games within we had like a buzzer, and we would have a script, and we'd rehearse the script, and then every time the bell would go off, you'd have to think of a new punchline, and it might go off like 9 times or something, so you just have to keep going. And this guy, he so sharp and so kind, and we got him going a couple times, just telling stories, sitting around on a sitcom set. You've got a lot of time, like somebody goes off as a meeting, someone's rehearsing a scene you're not in, you've got an endless amount of time. And we would get him telling stories about Norman or Carol Burnett or just like anybody, and about their relationships and everything, and all of us were just, like hands on our chins, wide eyes, like, tell us more, Grandpa. It was great. It was a real treasure. A treat.
That's awesome. Big time, yeah. So there was a show that I remember you from when I first saw you on Children's Hospital, and it jumped right into my memory right away. And it was a show that I really loved, and I thought it was doing good, and then it just all of a sudden disappeared. And that was Guys with Kids on NBC. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. Really liked watching it. Why did they cancel it?
Thank you.
Was it just because of ratings?
It was ratings.
Yeah.
You just don't know. Nothing on that night, or nothing. I mean, honestly, nothing that year on NBC was doing very well, I believe. I don't know. We were on. There was another show that was on. We were all kind of tanking, but we were having fun. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I was a nice group of people. That was a tricky one for me, just because, like, the character, she was so. I will be kind to her and say that she was unkind. She was like the ex-wife, So, and when it's the ex-wife and it's all about the family, it's like my character couldn't be all that involved.
Yeah.
But
right.
like the meanness worked to a certain extent, but there was a couple times where I would go into rehearsal and be like, "You guys."
Uh-oh. I think we lost her.
You can't.
Oh, that's
Come on, man. Like, you gotta, or else why does she keep coming around? Just one hello. Just hello. Hi, Sheila. That's it.
It was a great show.
We had a really good time with that. Thanks. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah. So now you're working on, or you were just working on and are possibly done, and I just saw this, you're working on two other projects, one called Frozen Peas and one called Sharon 123. Can you tell us a little bit about them?
Oh, my God. I love that you went deep on IMDb for that. Oh, no, those have, okay, so Sharon 123 is, I don't think that's ever going to see the light of day. This is just a little independent movie that was done in this very strange way. There was something called, it was almost like, not crowdsourced, like a popularity contest. Like, I think anybody could enter a script on this website, and and then if people vote on the script, and then, they go in stages, so then the ones that get this many votes move on, and then it gets this many votes to move on, and then they take, like, the top 6 scripts, and this production company has to make one of those, which is strange if you think about you want people to be making movies because they're really passionate about making movies, and they're passionate about that story and that script. And I think that may have been lacking in that movie. I think all the people in it were very good. Matt Bush, this actor, he's great. He was in it. This girl, Skylar Samuels, who was on Scream Queens last year. She was in it. She's great. Like, there's all sorts of people that were in it. I've never seen it, and I have a feeling I never will. And then Frozen Peas is this movie that a friend of mine that was actually our school's PTA president last year. This guy, Brian Irwin, who was a comedian and dad and writer. He wrote this script, so I just did a day on that. So that was another one I hope to see soon, but I have no idea. And then I'll be in an episode of Transparent at the end in the season finale of this upcoming season. I don't know when they premiere, but season 3, last episode, I'll be in that Transparent.
Very nice.
Which was
very
awesome.
Nice.
Like, went on their whole thing takes place on a cruise ship, and I've never. You guys ever cruised? I've never cruised.
No, never.
Like, some people are cruise people. I'm just not. I just was like, I'm not a cruise person. But the whole thing takes place on a ship, so they took everybody on a cruise, and it was rad. Like, we just got to like actually experience what a cruise is like while working and feeling a little bit removed. It's a trip. Cruises are strange. But then there's these like moments where I'd wake up at 5:45 when the sun is coming up over the ocean right outside my private deck. Like, that was gorgeous. But you really are trapped on that boat.
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So now between television and you've done some movies, you've done even some TV movies. I know you're in Behind the Camera, the story of Mork and Mindy, which was pretty cool. I always get a kick out of those kind of movies. So, would you rather do television or would you rather do movies, or does it not matter as long as you're working?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think there's such interesting things being done on TV right now, and the you know, like Sharon 123 I did like 3 years ago, and that's still in production, and I don't know that I'll ever see it. Like, TV happens fast, and it's easier to get made at this point in time. You know, all these shows and doing groundbreaking work, and I would love to be a part of that, and also be a part of movies. I just want to do interesting work. I don't necessarily care what the medium is, but I think I'm like interested more in doing some movies, just because I haven't done as many. TV has been an easier road for me. So I kind of see that as like, I think it goes either way. Actors have this thing where, you know, people who only work in movies are like, God, how do you get a part on TV? And I'm like, who is responsible for putting people in movies, and can I sit on their lap and stroke their hair for a little while? We're just all trying to do good work, good projects.
Yeah, definitely. So now you were saying that, you know, you wish you could do a couple more movies here and there. So now we like to ask our guests, you know, just like a dream question. So if you could star in a movie tomorrow, just a dream question. If you could star in a movie tomorrow, who would be the person that would be right alongside of you, your co-star, that you've always dreamed of possibly acting with?
Oh. Is it creepy to say that? Wait. Okay, this is a dream question. So I'm going to go back in time.
Absolutely.
To just a little bit of a younger Gary Oldman. And it's a movie, and we are in love, and it is all working. I would love to work with that guy. I mean, you know, I'm just saying, like, I've got a weird crush on him as an actor and as a human lady. But, yeah, I would love to work with him, or there's so many people I'd like to work with. I don't know. Another back in time, like if it's me and Gary Oldman and Madeline Kahn, I wish I could have worked with that woman. Yeah.
That would be nice.
She was.
I
was so. When I found out she was dead, I was like, well, what? Where's the parade? Where's all the tributes? Do you guys not know that a comedy legend has passed away? Like, same thing with, like, remember when Gregory Hines died? And you're like, why aren't we making more of a big deal out about this?
Oh, and that blew me away when Gregory Hines died. That was, you know, it's...
Yeah.
And like you said, like, even with Madeline Kahn, I mean, she's been gone since 1999. I mean, seriously, we're going towards the 20-year spectrum on it, and I still don't think she gets as much love as she should be getting.
Oh, she was a genius. There's a couple, like, actresses from my childhood that I think I just loved the movies, and now I will go, like, something will come on TV, and you'll look back and you'll, like watch Overboard again, and you will be like, oh my God, Goldie Hawn is a comedic genius. She's perfect in that movie.
We were just talking about that a few shows ago.
So funny. Oh, really?
Nope. Yeah, because that's one of my favorite
great in
movies.
that.
Yep.
Yeah, the little kid.
It's a great movie. Now, when I gotta, you know what, I have to ask this because I like to ask, certain questions of people just to
Okay.
feel them out as being you've met so many people being an actress and being in TV shows and movies. When you meet certain people, like when you met Tim Conway, did you get nervous? Like, do you get a little starstruck, even though that you've met so many going down the line? Yeah.
No, I totally do. Of course. But then there's a certain point after you meet them where you have to have a talk with yourself and go, they're just a person. I'm going to try to be super normal. And if you can convince yourself of that for a couple interactions or just the beginning of the interaction, and then you get their unguarded self coming back at you, then it can be a human being kind of thing where maybe for a minute or two I can get out of my head of oh my God, so good. But I may not have met as many big people as you think I do because I don't like to leave my house. All that.
You don't like to leave your house?
No, I mean I like to leave my house. I just don't like to go out to fancy Hollywood. I don't like to go to events unless I'm needed at that event or there's a reason to be there.
Understandable.
Because I don't find it's weird those kind of events or parties or whatnot. It's hard to be a normal version of yourself because you are so oh, I'm supposed to meet this person or look at there's so and so or there's so and so, and then I just get a little bit strangely awkward. Because it won't go.
So if you have to go to if you have to go to an event and with the old glitz and glam and be in the gown and stuff, that's not Erinn Hayes, huh?
Sometimes it is. I'm a little bit better now because I've been working for a while. So that you always find somebody that you're comfortable with now.
Yeah.
But there's a strange thing when you walk in, you're oh God, I don't know anybody here. I think any party, right? Any party where you walk in, you don't know anybody. You're okay, we're doing this. We're doing this. And you put on your best smile and your personality and parade it around the room.
That's funny. It's amazing because we've had so many different people on this radio show, and I would probably say about a good 90% of them said, I just don't like the events. And yet every time you see an event on TV, they look like they're so happy to be there. But I guess that's good acting, huh?
Well, yeah, but they've also, most of them I think have had practice. There's when I would first go to things, because I've had such a kind of a slow rise on the Hollywood ladder. When I would first go to things, when I would first go to things, my pictures don't go anywhere. So that's a whole series of getting comfortable in front of the cameras and at red carpets and things where I'm God, why don't I? You look at them and I'm I'm dead inside. Why wouldn't I smile with my eyes? And so you're oh, I have to try to find some sense of happiness in this. I find just one shot of tequila helps. Not two, not none, just one.
Now
yeah, two's too many. That's when you get too happy.
Too many.
So.
0 is not enough.
Yeah, that's great. All right, well, Erinn, seriously, thank you for coming on here. We don't want to take up too much of your time because I'm sure you had a rough day at Raging Waters, so it's time to relax.
Oh my God,
it
was. Yeah, no, thanks for having me. You should head to a water park. It's everything that you expect. There's I lost my child for 7 minutes in the lazy river. There was a small kid who was unable to get her clothes on, stuck in the bathroom stall. There's it's all the tropes. Everything's there. It's just life, fully in your face. But thanks, you guys.
Funny.
Thank you.
No, thank you, and
please,
hopefully we can get you on.
And Kevin Can Wait premieres September 19th. Will be on Mondays at 8:30 after The Big Bang Theory. So please, everybody, watch. If you like it, watch again. If not, it's your life. Do what you will.
Well, thank you so much, Erinn, and hopefully after the first season we can get you back on, and then we'll get you back on after season 2, season 3, season 4, season 5, and so on.
And then I'll just move in, season 7.
There you
thanks,
go.
you guys. I'd love to come back. Okay, take
Great.
care.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. That was actress Erinn Hayes from the new CBS comedy Kevin Can Wait, starring Kevin James and, of course, our lovely Erinn Hayes. That was just here. That debut September 19th, Mondays after Big Bang Theory. I watched the trailer for it, Jeff, and let me tell you, it had me laughing, man. I love King of Queens, and this kind of has the same vibe, man, so I'm really looking forward to it.
I like it. I watch King of Queens every single. I go to bed with it. I turn it on my TV and then I kind of just watch until I fade out. And I love it. I like Kevin James. He's funny, and the show will be great. Very excited.
I apologize for, unfortunately, the connection. Of course, we could hear Erinn really good. There was just a little bit of static on the line. For some reason, cell phones and our line don't mix well, and we have no idea why. If you have any questions, you can email the geniuses at Blog Talk Radio. I'm sure they have no answers for you, but we'll get there. So, yeah, we have some really, really amazing shows coming up, man. And we're going to promo them right now and let our listeners know. Monday, August 8th, we're going to be joined by musician Erica Chase, who was supposed to be joined with last week. Unfortunately, that didn't happen because of Blog Talk Radio and their infinite wisdom once again. August 11th, musician man straight out of Philadelphia. August 15th, actress Mercedes Morris from the Netflix show Between will possibly be joining us. August 18th, straight out of Italy, all-girl metal band Sin of Night with their U.S. manager and our good friend Ian Holt. August 25th, A Night with Lilith. This is going to be such a huge, huge, huge night here at the Stoop. Lilith from Lilith in the Night, metal band straight out of England that's just taking the world by storm. They're going to be releasing their new EP called Insanity, and exclusively on the Stoop, you're going to listen to the entire album, plus Lilith will be here for the release of Insanity here on the Stoop. And on September 1st, comedian Tom Rubin will be joining us. So we have some great, great shows coming up, Jeffrey. I
am beyond excited. Hope to be healthier for those. I appreciate everybody hanging in with a little bit of static on Erinn's end and whatever this crap is coming out of my nasal self. But, yeah, Night with Lilith is going to be massive and so many big shows. That's why I get here. I don't care if I'm sick. I'm here. I get here. The lovely fiancé just walked into the studio with her brand new hairdo looking beautiful. Say hi.
Hi.
That's the beautiful fiancé, Miss Cassie Trunzo, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, it's been great, man. I don't care if I'm sick. I get here, you know it. I love the Stoop. I love the guest. And we're going places, man. I'm very excited.
Absolutely. And tell Cassie we saw the pictures on Facebook, and she's looking lovely. But I'll write that on her Facebook. So, yeah, we got, like I said, we got some great, great, great shows coming up. August 8th, next Monday, musician Erica Chase, and we're going to listen to her latest single, Paris, which I really, really, really am digging. So I can't wait to play it for all of our listeners here at the Stoop. It's going to be a short night here. We want to thank our guest for tonight, Erinn Hayes, for joining us. Hopefully we'll get her back on after Season 1 of Kevin Can Wait, while they're filming Season 2, and I have a feeling this is going to be a show that's going to be on for quite a few seasons. I hope so, because it looks funny already from the trailer from what I've seen. So remember, you can always listen to this show and listen to all of our past shows on our official website at stoopradio.com. You can follow us on Twitter, TheStoopRadio1, and you can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/stoopradio for all of the great shows that we do. And to find out who's going to be on in the future, and who knows, maybe we'll have some contests going on. You can talk to us. You can email us. Drop us a message. We love, love, love hearing from our fans. So that's it for tonight. For my buddy Jeff,
before we go,
the Flu Perini.
Okay, I'm going to throw one thing out real quickly.
Shoot.
For people to set off your area, the house band competition for 102.9. It's a local radio station. I just want to wish good luck to the band In Between. My buddy Mark Lamperts and his guys are in the running to be the NGK house bands competition that's going on locally at Maggie's on the waterfront in Philadelphia. And just want to wish them luck. And anybody that's a friend of mine and friends of his that hears it, and check these guys out. They're really good. I want to wish them luck. And, of course, John, another fantastic show, and thank you as always.
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. So once again, thanks to Erinn Hayes for joining us. So for the Shark, Jeff the Flu Perini, his beautiful fiance, and my good friend Cassie, I am Jonathan Ragus, and we will see you all Monday as we will be joined by Erica Chase. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
At Nissan, our lineup is taking the galaxy by storm. And right now, you can save big during Nissan's Go Rogue year-end event. Shop your local Nissan store and choose Nissan.com today for great offers. And see Rogue One only in theaters. Take on any galaxy.